Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm trying leaving the seal and coming back in it. Okay, I, I did that. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? That's weird, isn't it? I don't know how the screen got up here. That is so strange. I tell you what. Okay, maybe I'm not ready for StreamYard yet. I think I'm gonna go back to the normal screen here, y'all. I know I could do that. No, I can't. Getting closer, y'all. Can you see me? Okay, that was my fun time in StreamYard today. It somehow I added a scene, although I don't remember doing that. But anyway, welcome to Foodie's Time. Oh my goodness. Ta-da. Yes, yes, there you are. Thank you guys for coming. I'm sorry for all the confusion. I'm trying my best to use StreamYard today, but learning experience, learning experience. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Foodie Time. We are Connect and Grow Chat. We have a new look today because we're in StreamYard. Yay! Finally, I was always in. I just couldn't see myself. Anyway, yesterday I practiced this and 8 people came in. I kept thinking, I remember Bill saying he tried to practice in the middle of the night and somebody came in. I said, it's a funny thing. You have a hard time getting YouTube to push your videos out, but if you try to test the stream, sure enough, it pushes it out. So that was funny. But if you're not watching the live and you're watching the replay, type hashtag replay so we can get a chance to connect with you. As I said before, we are Connect and Grow community and very supportive community. So we like to help people out, on this journey we call YouTube. This crazy journey we call YouTube. Oh my gosh. But welcome, you guys. Before we get into the chat, I got to say this. The Pope had his last Easter yesterday. You may not believe in God, you may not be a Christian, I don't know, but it's kind of interesting that he was able to get through that Easter and then he passed away. I always say there are signs. Okay, that right there is a huge sign. The dude held on for his last Easter. Huge, huge. So sad about the Pope. But anyway, onward. Rest in peace, Pope Francis. My StreamYard practice, as I said yesterday, was hilarious, but I want to personally thank Ryan and Ron and the Bud Files and a lady that I just met, Allison Matt, who came in, and a few other people that I can't remember at the moment because I'm still freaked out about not being able to get in. But, next play, as they say in pickleball. Anyway, you guys, I hope you had a great weekend. I ate too much. Did anybody else eat too much? I mean, I ate so much, y'all. Last night I took my blood pressure because my body just swole. I was like too much sodium. It was just not a good thing. You tend to overdo on holidays, and that's probably why a lot of people pass away on holidays because they eat too much food, too much of the wrong food, the sweets and everything. So there you go. But let's get to the chat because it's rolling. Hey, you guys, and I'm excited that now I get to show the chat. Look, Woohoo! Hey y'all, getting my nails done. That's Angie. Angie, welcome to the chat this morning. She's in the nail salon getting her nails did. Yay! Hey, I love that. I love that. I love going to the nail salon, but the bad news is you can't type because you're getting your nails done. So I know you're there, Angie. Hello, sweetie. Thank you for coming in this morning. Next in the chat is controversial cruising. I saw a conscious cruiser this morning. Foodie time. Welcome, Scott. Welcome into the chat. I had some thoughts, but I couldn't really type because I was running around chasing the puppy, trying to make food. It was just a busy morning. But I had some thoughts about your Alaska stuff, and my thoughts were what Chet said, the same thing. Alaska and Hawaii. If you're going to Alaska or Hawaii, plan to spend extra time there, because how often do you go to Hawaii or Alaska? So many things to see, not enough time. Oh my gosh, we stayed in Honolulu for 8 nights and still didn't see all the stuff we wanted to see. And we took the trolleys out to the blowhole, as Scott has a video on the blowhole. I saw it. And that's where we went to. I mean, I love Hawaii. And you don't really get a good feel for it unless you are there for a few days and get to see that it's a low crime area. Everybody is friendly. There's so much to do. And of course, it's a beautiful island. Alaska, I've only flown into, I've never cruised there. I'm going to cruise there one day. I don't know when. I have so many bucket list items on cruises right now. It's ridiculous. But that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, always, as Chet said, add on some extra days to spend in those 2 areas. They're not close. You won't go there a whole lot, and you need to see all the stuff. So there you go. And Cheryl's ideas on Paris. Paris and New York, of the choices, I would say definitely Paris for me, because I've been to New York hundreds of times, y'all, and I still haven't seen all of the stuff in New York, of course. But Paris would be totally awesome just because it's on the other side. You know, I love going other places. But anyway, onward, y'all. So Scott is saying hello to everybody. Hi, Scott. Look, Scott, my eyes are almost open. The Fam Adventures. Oh, you funny guy. He calls me mushy because I get mushy. I do get mushy. I'm mushy about Pope today. That is just so sad. But, you know, he can't live forever. He's not a god. He is a Pope. And like I said, he made it to his last Easter. So there you go. At least he made it to that Easter and was able to do that. Everybody was appreciative that, you know, watched that service and everything, and were at that service. So there we go. Ron, you are so funny. Ron and Ryan helped me. I came in, like I said, yesterday at 7 o'clock at night, and I wasn't expecting anybody to even know I was there. So, you know, when they all showed up, I was like, what are y'all doing? But I was so happy because they helped me out. You know, they helped me get through this. It's not hard. StreamYard is actually probably easier than the regular YouTube live. But the bad news is there's some things, like it took me a while to figure out how to get rid of that screen. I was like, okay, you know, just like everything else in Windows, you have to kind of right click on stuff, or the little ellipses on there to help you get out of stuff. Denise from Bone Tired Travelers, welcome to the chat. Hi, Denise. I know you've been busy. Miss talking to you, girl. She's been so busy. I can't even keep up with what shift you're on. Yeah, that's a crazy thing, right? You know, you swing shifts and everything else. You lose track of time. Bless your heart. But I'm so glad that you are a superhero. That's what I call nurses. They're superheroes. They're able to, you know, take care of us in time of need when they're probably so tired they're barely taking care of themselves. So, girl, thank you for your service. Astute Traveler Jimmy, hi, how you doing? I am so glad to see you here. This is the first time you've come to see me, and I understand why, because I know you're going through a lot, and prayers still for you, hoping that you get healed. Oh my gosh. You know, my husband was a firefighter, and a lot of his friends, have had cancer, and he has had cancer. He's a cancer survivor. I think that it's hard enough, like I said, to be a superhero, but then you got all these toxic things around you that make it even harder. So appreciate y'all, appreciate people who are fighting cancer. F cancer. I'm sorry, that's what I have to say. It has taken too many people in my life away. And I'm not going to get mushy, Ron. But both my mother and brother died from cancer, and I'm just very emotional about it. You guys are like, yes, we hear you, but what is that scream? Danny D, the super supporter. You said spectacular supporter. That's a long word for me. Yo, shorter word. Yeah. Hey, you guys. And thank you for supporting us Friday on the match game. That was hilarious, y'all. The before and after stuff too. I just got to tell you, Scott and Liz and Chris, my husband was tripping off of Chris because Chris told us some stuff that I did not know about him. Chris is deep, okay? And then Greg and Michelle, so sweet. They're sweethearts. And I really enjoyed that all the way around, And I think he did too. He didn't know what to expect. He's not a YouTube person. So he really didn't understand the whole process. He was trying to figure out how people were seeing each other and this and that while we were on there. But he did have a good time. So everybody's saying hello. Oh man, Savage Batman. Hi, Savage Batman. Batman. Good morning, Gotham President Vicky. Thank you. I love being president of something. But thank you so much. Everybody's saying hello to him and also to Jimmy. Like I said, so excited to have you here, Mr. Astute Tourist and Uncle Scooga. Ron saying, or we can all sit here and listen to her talk to herself. At least you would be able to listen. Eddie, when he talks to himself, nobody hears him. Poor Eddie. Eddie, I don't know what to tell you. After being in StreamYard, I kind of understand that sometimes you may think that you're on, but if you don't see that end screen button up there, that could be a problem. End stream. Excuse me. Yeah, there you are. I'm here. Oh my goodness. So everybody's saying hello. Texas Cruiser. Hi, sweetie. Hey, Foodie. How are you doing? We're new friends. We've just recently connected. I haven't even got a chance yet to go back and really look at your channel yet. So I'm going to have to do that. So I know more about the Texas Cruiser. I know that you cruise. And that is huge right there. I know that you cruise. Welcome to the chat. Savage Edmund, I had the most fun the other night I've had in a while. Oh my gosh, so much fun. So much fun. You're going great. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are so supportive. You did good. Thank you so much. Now, here's the thing. Danny typed #grow. Nightbot will show her link because she typed #grow. So if this is your first time, or if you just want to do it for the heck of it, type #grow. It'll show your link so other people can connect with you. So here we have Captain Billy J. Travels. Ahoy there, everybody. Ahoy there, Vicky. The real captain is here. #sausage. My husband did not understand about the sausage, although he did answer sausage, I think, one time. I don't know. But anyway, #GLT Ray. He figured it out after a while. He's like, okay, so sausage is used when you're able to put it in there. Most people would not understand that. Texas Cruiser says, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you, dear. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. Batman says, where's Gotham co-leader Scott? He's lurking. I promise you. He seems really busy today. He must have real work at work today because I haven't seen him even during Go Live. I was thinking, where's Scott? I know he came in to mess with Eddie, but then he was gone again. So I suspect that he is trying to get some work done. I love that he lurks, though. Bless his heart. Yes, prayers to the Pope's family and all of the people who follow him so closely. I mean, so closely every day. I know that they're in pain right now. So, there you go. I'm not going to get mushy, Ron. Denise, oh, it's very symbolic. Yes, that he passed the day after Easter. After he was able to do that last service. I know he barely made it through it. That was my first thought when I saw he passed away. At least he made it through Easter. I know, right? That's crazy. Ron, stop it. You're too kind. No, I'm not too kind. You guys helped me out tremendously. And I was so thankful that you were there. Everybody saying hello again. Billy J says, ahoy there, semi-shirtless, honorary / temporary captain of the color guard drumline Ryan. Man, Billy, I don't know how you remember all these titles. I have a hard enough time with people's channel names, and they're showing. So that's pretty impressive, dude. Pretty impressive. Kathy Mills. Hi, Kathy Mills. Good morning. Hashtag GLT raid. Okay, I didn't know that GLT had finished that quick, because when I left, Sue had just come in from the Bud Files, and I was saying hello to her, and then I realized I saw the countdown. It gives you a countdown in StreamYard. I was like, uh-oh, I got a minute. Nope, I got 56 seconds. I'm going to get out of here. But yeah, thank you for coming in, Kathy, and the GLT raid. And you guys, I was so confused. First Eddie wasn't there. Then all of a sudden Eddie was there doing the news. You guys are messing with my head. And I was sitting there thinking, how did Eddie get there? He's not really there. But yeah, so y'all were just messing with my head. The power of StreamYard, right? I love it. So everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, Texas Cruiser says, I broke in a new smoker and smoked ribs yesterday. Dude, okay, now we are friends. We are friends off of YouTube. We had a great Easter. Sweet. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Broken a new smoker. Okay. We used to smoke stuff once upon a time, but I can't eat pork anymore. Pork does not like me. My husband accidentally bought me a quesadilla that had pork in it instead of chicken. And I don't know how the person at Qdoba mixed up the pork and the chicken, but I was eating it and I was looking at it thinking, did they put beans in there? Because it didn't look like chicken. And the next thing I knew, you guys, my feet and my ankles and my legs started going like this. And I thought, uh-oh. I'm always afraid of that, because you're swelling. It's like you're having a bad allergic reaction. Okay. And it was just weird. It was really weird. So there you go. But yeah, I love ribs, but I can't eat pork ribs anymore. And I was a baby back rib girl. Okay, that was my thing. Oh well. Savage Batman says, Vicky, I saw Metallica the other night. Metallica? How the heck? I'm curious. You're going to have to explain that a little bit more. Anyway, how'd you see Metallica the other night? Texas Cruiser, Ron says, just curious, what smoker did you get? Okay, we all want to know. And what ribs did you make? That's what I want to know. Captain Billy says, I went to Honolulu, Hawaii for 7 days. Agreed. Need more time to see everything. And that was just one of the islands. I know we haven't gone to Maui yet. Would love to go to Maui, but definitely need a lot more days. And that days are a thing. And Scott will tell you, days are a thing, because, okay, you're saying hi to Scott. Where was Scott at? I'm okay. I'm not going back up this thing because it's hard. Oh, well, at least in StreamYard, it highlights where you are. Oh my God, that's huge. That is huge. Huge, y'all. Okay, Texas Cruiser says, I got a Masterbuilt gas propane. I like the control I get from gas smokers. Okay, I don't know what that was, but it sounds interesting. I mean, I have propane too. I mean, I used to, my mother was one of those people that refused to move to propane. She was like, "Oh, I'm using charcoal till I die, you know." So I didn't learn anything about propane anything until I started buying it myself. But it's so much easier than using charcoal and stuff like that. Although charcoal does have a unique flavor, but you know, it also has the cancer possibilities or whatever, the carcinogens. So there you go. So we always try to in our family avoid carcinogens as much as possible. Uh, oh, and then Ron says, "Oh yeah, that's nice, Texas Cruiser. Yeah, that does sound nice, especially the rib part." Travel Cake Trips, welcome to the StreamYard. Can you believe it? Good morning, Vicki. We are watching from home, but have to head to work soon. Hope everyone had a great Easter weekend. We did. We were just talking about that, or at least I did. Uh, I had too much food. I really did. But I didn't eat I don't know how many of y'all had the traditional ham and turkey for Easter that my family used to push. You know, I was kind of bummed out because my dad wasn't here. This is the first holiday that I haven't had him with me. And my dad always insisted that we have ham. And as I just told you, I can't eat pork anymore. But I did make ham for him. So this time I was bummed out. I didn't really make any ham. And I was a little sad because, well, my dad wasn't fussing at me about that. It's weird how you miss your parents, even if they normally fuss at you, right? After they're gone, you're thinking, they're still in your head. You know, they're still in your dad's still in my head. The whole Easter, I'm thinking about all the stuff that he would have said, okay, if he was here. You know, no, we should have dinner at 5 o'clock, which is way too early for most of the family. I can eat at 5 o'clock, but the rest of my kids they're like looking at the food like, why are we eating it this early? It's just crazy. Anyway, but thank you for coming in, Kathy. Having said all that, I hope you had a great Easter too. I know you did. I know you did. So, the family adventures, Ron says, have a great day. I agree. If you guys aren't going to be here, you know, have a great day. Texas Cruiser says, going to cook a brisket. Oh, yes. Next. I love brisket. And so does Jorge. We can kill off a whole brisket on our own, which doesn't even make sense, all that meat. But we can eat brisket. So there you go. I love brisket. Do they have brisket at the Pig and Anchor, y'all? You know, I'm going to be going on my first celebration cruise, and now I'm kind of curious. I watched the videos. I did. And then I started thinking, I need to ask some of the people that have been on the celebration about some of the stuff, especially the food. Denise says, yep, and I worked an extra shift Friday night. Girl, I know people are sick, and it's one of those jobs where, hey, people are sick. We got to do what we got to do. And then a lot of people are off sick because a lot of people are sick right now, which is weird. It's not really COVID season. I don't know if you can call COVID a season like flu anymore. Flu season. I don't know if there is a COVID season. You probably know better than me, Denise. Is there a COVID season? I'm curious. But it seems like a lot of people have COVID at the moment, which is weird because it's like not cold. In fact, today here it's 65 degrees going up to 74, but it is a rainy day and Monday. And rainy day and Mondays, as you know, always get you down. I had to do that. Sorry. Rainy days. Okay. Travel Cake Trips. Thank you so much, Ron. And you will see the phone transition to Kathy and Brian in a bit. It's true. She turns into, another person that says Kathy and Brian. That's funny. Kathy and Brian, are y'all going on the celebration cruise? See, I'm getting ahead of myself asking people that question, right? So funny. Thank you, Vicki. Oh, well, Jimmy, I think about you. I think about all the people. And he said, thank you. Cancer sucks. It really does. My husband has an offensive shirt about cancer because, like I said, he's lost friends, from the fire department and friends not in the fire department and family not in the fire department to cancer. So there you go. Oh my goodness. It's Antoinette at Fun. Hi. Hi, Antoinette. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming to the live. I was on her live the other night and we were talking about this live. Hey, Antoinette, this is my first time officially, I won't say officially using StreamYard. And so it's been interesting, but it's much easier because one thing, it keeps track of where you are, which anybody who's here will tell you that I have a habit of losing myself in this crazy chat. When it moves, it moves. So this is great. I love this. Anyway, good morning, sweetie. Welcome in. Uh, Kathy says, love that you were there for Vicky yesterday with the setup help. You rock. I know. Ron and Ryan and the Bud Files and a few other people. It was 8 people that showed up, and a lady named Allison Knapp, who I don't know who she is. I think she's one of the people that Camille knows, at Pitt's Life, because it seems like, I don't know how YouTube works, but it shows you to other communities that you interact with, and that's probably how she came. I don't know. YouTube is funny. You never know who they're going to show your videos to in the home region or whatever that's called. But I do love that everybody showed up. You guys do rock. I agree. Nightbot says, please join the Facebook group. I love Foodie Vacations on Facebook, and post a vacation video there, preferably a short, because people on Facebook do not have the longevity. they don't go for long form like we do. They're more of a short form group, so they're used to watching reels. I would suggest a short. Did you guys see the really crazy short that I posted yesterday about me trying to go down the slide in Surfside on the icon? Sometimes I forget how old I am. It happens a lot. And I decided I was going to go down the slide. It did not work out. It was a basic fail. Okay, just saying. Yeah, my husband said that wasn't even funny. He was thinking the whole time, she's going to hurt herself trying to do this. Oh, it was fun. You did great. Danny, yes, Danny was there. Okay, everybody you would hope would be there. I was just really surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, not only did people come in, they're people I know, right? Oh my goodness. But yeah, so let's see. The famous Avenger says, Vicky, this would be a mushy time. Totally understand. It is a mushy time, y'all. But I'm okay. I'm surprised at the strength, that I've had this last week or so. I seem to be getting back to normal, which is a good thing for sure. Jimmy says, I've been in the hospital since March 25th. Bless your heart. I'm hoping to go home this week and will most likely be back in a month for a stem cell transplant. Wow. I saw you talking about that one day, and I was like, a stem cell transplant. That's something I don't hear that much in my life. Most of the people in my family that have had cancer, I don't even think they were doing stem cell stuff at that point. My mother had cancer 25 years ago. No, almost 27 years ago, because she got cancer the first year I was married. I've been married 28 years, so 27 years ago. So I don't think they had all the new stuff. I'm so glad that you're able to utilize some of that new stuff that we've been donating for years. Okay, cancer donations for years, hoping that something breaks, right? Something comes out of all of that. So it sounds like they're making big improvements, which is good. I mean, it took decades, but it's a good thing. Oh my goodness, Scott. Scott said, we loved having you. Oh man, I mean, we giggled. You think we giggled on stage? You should have seen us giggling off of stage. They're so funny. And Scott says, Jimmy, we love you. We really do, Jimmy. And we're hoping for the best because, you know, F cancer. That's how I feel. Jimmy, that is great. I know you're ready to go home. Oh, man. You know, I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience that being in a hospital for more than 3 days, oh, no, just not with it. And that's a long time to be in a hospital, sweetie. Oh, my gosh. Just not with it. And the crazy thing is, you know, you are around nice people. You know, you're being taken care of by nurses and doctors and everybody. The problem is, it's still not home, right? It's still not home. You miss home after a while. Savage Batman Scott is company leader. It makes sense. It really does. Yes, Batman for sure. Um, then Kathy says prayers going out to you, Jimmy, for a healthy recovery and stem cell transplant. That is so deep. I don't know what's involved in that. It's probably something pretty intense, though. Danny said, "What's up, Mr. Scott? I know we knew you were in the background. Hi, Lucy. Welcome to Foodie Time, Lucy. Person tortoise. Oh, it's showing her emojis. Person tortoise waving speech. This StreamYard is different. Okay, I haven't gotten used to this yet. But hello and welcome, dear. Hola, Cruz Bolero. Comes in with the little hands. I love the little hands too. That is cute. Everybody's saying hello. Antoinette saying hello. So many people in the chat. Oh my goodness. This is a big chat for me, y'all. Wow. Okay. I hope I didn't miss anybody though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Captain Billy Travels. Yes, always put sausage when you can in there. I'm not even going to comment on that, Billy J. But yeah, he figured it out after a while. He was like, okay, if sausage fits, put it in there, right? It was funny. Yeah, because it's always the answer if it fits. If it fits. Or teaser, Ron. I answered teaser because Scott is a teaser and he likes to tease people. He's also a stalker. He's also a joker, midnight toker. All the things we said, he really is. That was funny. My husband said, "Oh, when the answer balls, we fought about the balls answer because he wrote it down and I wrote it down. And he goes, we can't both say balls, you know, the chocolate balls." In case y'all are wondering. If you weren't there, that just did not sound right. Not sausage balls, okay? Chocolate balls. We were talking about what you can replace Easter eggs with, in case you're wondering. Because people have been saying they're dyeing marshmallows. It looks easier than eggs, I gotta admit. But, you know, because eggs are so expensive, it just don't even make sense. You know, when you're dyeing stuff, you end up throwing away a bunch of stuff too, y'all, oddly enough, especially if you got kids. I saw some painting of eggs, though. Yeah. If I paint another egg ever, it's going to be a fancy egg like that. But he said, Ron says, or teaser. No, wait, that was your answer, Vicky. LOL. It was my answer because Scott is a teaser. He's also a cruiser. What was the other answer? He's a cruiser, a wanker. I don't know what a wanker is. And I grew up in Bermuda up until I was 6. I don't think I ever used the word wanker though. And Jorge looked at me and goes, why is everybody saying wanker? Is he British? I said, Scott? No, he's Irish. Okay, let's move on. Scott is Irish. Travel cake trips. We are doing good. Well, that's good. Will G, welcome to the chat. Morning, all working and lurking. One of my favorite lurkers. Him and Scott, they lurked during this particular time period. They're working and they're still here. You gotta love it when people are lurking in this particular time zone. I mean, I know this is 7 o'clock in Scott's time zone. Will G, what time is it in your time zone if you're listening? I'm curious because when does Scott ever go to sleep, by the way? I've been wanting to ask him, do you ever go to sleep, dude? Because every time I look on the chat, you're there. And I know you're 3 hours behind me. So I'm kind of trying to figure it all out. So everybody's saying hello to Will. Will, welcome in the chat. And good morning, Mr. Lurker. Danny D, LOL. Scott is probably shopping at Costco eating samples. Well, she knows you do. Okay, I'm going to have to stop right here, y'all, in the chat because, oh my goodness, I am getting so far behind. Now, the reason I'm on a chat for a whole hour, y'all, is because I have the cruise list. And I have the privilege of talking about the group cruises. You know, any way you look at it, y'all, cruises is so much more fun to talk about than anything else I talk about. So this is the group cruises for 2025, 2026, and 2027 that our community has brought to me to put on this list. And when I say community, I'm referring to the actual hosts have come here and said, okay, put this on the list. So that's kind of cool, y'all. I'm going to put on my Victoria glasses because today we don't have much light in here. So Eddie, if you're lurking, I've got on my Victoria glasses just for you, dear. 2025, the group cruises for our community, okay? CNS Travels, Vista, the newly renovated Vista by Carnival out of Port Canaveral. It's a non-group from September 20th to 28th. And it's a back-to-back. So the second part is the 28th to October 4th. So that's pretty cool. Sherman, should see Sherman about that, but it is a non-group, so you can go in and book it yourself. Jeremy and Cheryl have the Go Live Together non-group on the MSC Seascape, November 9th of 2025, out of Galveston, Texas. Okay. Ryan of PK Adventures, Brian, the Gobble and Go cruise. It's a Thanksgiving week cruise, so I got to tell y'all that in itself is huge, but it's on the World America, and y'all saw all of those beautiful, and I mean beautiful vlogs. Oh my gosh. You know, if you didn't want to get on World America before, after watching those vlogs, you're thinking, you know, maybe I could try and book a trip. So here's a good opportunity. Ryan has got group rates, so you save a lot of money, and you can also not have to cook on that week because it's on Thanksgiving. So there you go. Rob of Cruising on the High Seas. Rob, the Booze Cruise 3.0 out of Tampa on the Grandeur of the Seas by Royal Caribbean, which is a nice ship. It's not a newer ship, but it is a nice ship. I've sent people on that ship before out of Tampa, and everybody tells me they, you know, really enjoyed it. So I would highly recommend that. October 25th to the November 1st. Bruce has the Ocean to Oceans hosted Helping Hands for Cruise, Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, NCL Encore. So that's a nice ship, the NCL Encore. November 29th through December 6th out of Miami, Florida. And then Scotty J Travels. Scotty, where is Scotty? My buddy Scotty, he's so funny. Jubilee is the ship by Carnival out of Galveston, Texas. It's an open group. November 29th, October 18th. See, I have on my glasses. I still looked in the wrong place. October 18th to the 25th. Now, Howie Cruise has, and that's the channel name, Howie Cruise, has two different cruises, two group cruises. One is on the Sunrise by Carnival out of Miami on July 12th. And then the other one is out of Brooklyn, New York. It's the MSC Meraviglia, November 2nd to the 9th. 7 nights, includes drinks and Wi-Fi. 2026 has quite a few cruises. So there's lots to choose from if you're just trying to get together with a bunch of other people from our community, starting with Eddie's Booze Cruise 4.0, which leaves on Halloween, October 31st on the NCL Viva. A few people have already said they're going to be on this. I think it's going to be a crowded cruise, honestly. Out of Galveston, Texas, the Booze Cruise 4.0. Scotty J Travels also has a cruise early in 2026, March 15th. It's out of Miami. It's a 6-night on the Carnival Magic. Fats and Trey, they came here one day and talked to us about this Carnival Sunshine Cruise, July 27th to August 1st. It's called the Creators at Sea. I take it that it is a big cruise of creators that are going out of Norfolk, Virginia. I say that real fast. Travel Cake Trips is going to be on this cruise. I think that's pretty exciting. This is why one of the reasons I have a star next to it, because I love Kathy and I would love to have a chance to meet all of them. So that would be great. Bruce Ocean to Ocean ABC Cruise, the Aruba Bonaire Curacao Cruise, April 11th of 2026 on the Carnival Horizon out of Miami. A few people are going on this cruise that I know, a lot of creators like Chet and Jen and Ron and Kathy, a lot of people. Okay, Life with Tanisha RN, Star of the Seas, the biggest ship in the world, October 25th of 2026. It's a 7-night that's going, and it's by Royal Caribbean out of Port Canaveral. Port Canaveral's really coming up in the world. It's got a lot of good ships there, right? Eddie Lugo's MSC Seaside Cruise, his 20th anniversary with Alice Lugo, June 1st of 2026. It's a non-group, and it's out of Miami. The funny thing about this is Jeremy and Cheryl says we're going to go so we can keep them from having babies. Okay. The Parkers on the Go came here and told us about their group, the girls group, Luscious Ladies Cruise. It's a ladies cruise, October 22nd to the 26th. Virgin Voyages, Resilient Lady, an awesome ship, y'all. Out of Miami. That's going to be a great cruise because, well, it's a ladies cruise on the Virgin. Okay, so we also have a meetup, the March 6th through 8th Helen meetup. Don't miss it. If you want more information about that, please contact Magnificent Germany with Darian. That's the name of his channel, Darian's channel. And he will tell you all about that, how it's a good idea to stay in the Hellendorf Hotel. And it's got that Bavarian style architecture. I love that. It's kind of cool. It's like you're in Germany. Okay, 2027. So much has been said about this cruise, this unhinged, unmatched, unhearted, non-group cruise. And this cruise is going to be lit. I'm going to tell you now, all the people that are coming on, just the list of the people coming on this cruise, the people are so funny. I mean, Greg and Michelle and Scott and Chris and Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts. Jorge and I have booked it. We're on the 10th deck. So I can tell you, we're already on there. Scotty J Travels, Eddie and Alice, Jeremy and Cheryl. And today I heard Anthony on the Move is also going to be on there. Antoinette, I know you still got a question mark behind your name on this list. And I know you have put it on the list for you and Angelo. So I'm hoping that you get on it because I want to hang out with y'all. All of these people, I love these people. So I'm so excited about this, even though it's not till 2027. It will be called in my mind, the Valentine's Day Cruise of Love. How mushy is that, Ron? And then Bruce of Ocean to Ocean also has a group leaving out of California for those people who don't want to come all the way over to Miami. February 28th, 7 nights on the NCL Encore, the Mexican Riviera out of California. Okay. So that's all of the group cruises that I've heard about, all the hosts that I've heard from so far in our group. I can take these off, thank God. Because once you try to look up in them, you can't see anything, y'all. But yeah, Scott is probably eating samples at Costco. I tell you. Jimmy says, hello there, self-appointed Captain Billy J. I love it. I love it. I love all the teasing. Billy J says, it's called copy and paste. Okay, thank you. I'll remember that for future reference because that's a lot to remember. Okay. Travel Cake Trips, LOL, Danny. They have good samples at Costco. Man, I go crazy when I go to Costco. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to go in there and not eat. Whatever. Know thyself. Billy J Travels. Ahoy. They're not my chief, Jimmy. And no, Jimmy, no. Oh, yeah. You guys are funny. Okay, Kathy says, okay, my alarm just went off, heading out to the car to work. See you all on the flip side. Yeah, see you on the flip side. Speaking of flip side, have y'all been keeping up with Bill? Bill's out in Japan. He's been shooting some really awesome shorts and stuff. So FOMO, so much FOMO, Bill. Want to be over on the other side of the world. Billy says, I was designated captain by a government agency. Okay. Danny D says, yep, TCT, LOL. Uh-oh. It's TWP Popcorn. What's poppin'? Welcome to the chat, sweetie. How are you doing today? I'll tell you what a weekend. I bet you had a good time. This weekend was awesome. I have to admit, even though I was sad, I had a good weekend. I got a lot of stuff done. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when spring starts, you get a lot of stuff done because you put it off until spring, honestly. Jimmy says from the Astute Tourist, what agency was that, Billy? The Department of Fake Designations. Billy. Shots fired. The captain has been shot. Billy says Department of Education. I don't think that exists anymore, does it? Anyway, y'all are hilarious. Scott said he's driving and listening. No, you aren't, Scott. You are in. We know where you are. We know you're in Costco and you've got some, what are those little, the teeny weenies, as they call them, on a cracker wrapped in a cheese in Costco. Oh my gosh. Savage Batman. They were up here in Syracuse talking about Metallica. Living up here, and I broke the Carrier Dome concert show record, which was set by The Who in 1982 with 47,319 people. So Metallica had 47,500 people, and I was one of them. I was so happy for you. You know, it's so cool when you get to go to a concert from people you've watched most of your life. That is so cool, you know. I love going to concerts of people who are, you know, old rockers or old soul like Motown or whatever. I love that stuff. That's me all over. I love to go to that kind of thing. So happy for you, Batman, that you had a good time and that you were one of them. Ron of Defam Adventures, LOL, and by that last text, you seem to be driving too. Okay. The astute tourist says hardwood charcoal is the only charcoal I use in my smoker. Okay. Charcoal, like I told you, my mom, she stood by the charcoal. She was not about to do anything else. And then Texas Cruiser says, I not only smoke brisket and ribs, but I will smoke roast and whole chickens too. Texas Cruiser, you and I are close friends. I love people who know how to cook outside because honestly, that is not something we do a lot. Every once in a while, I did buy a propane grill, like I told you, but every once in a while, I get in this urge where the whole week I got to eat nothing but outdoor cooking. And it's also great because then Jorge will actually get out there and cook stuff. So that's good. Oh, the Bud Sue. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. But thank you for coming in and helping with the StreamYard debacle. When you came in yesterday, I was like, thank you, everybody that showed up. That was so interesting. But I'm glad I finally broke through that window. I mean, I kept talking about it, child, for weeks, but for some reason I could not get myself to pull the trigger. And then Scott helped push me by putting me on StreamYard the other night. So there you go. I just needed a little push. That's all. But thank you, Sue, for coming in. Have a really good day today. I'm not leaving yet. I'm just saying that, it's Monday. It's raining here. It's a rainy day and Monday. I'm hoping everybody's going to have a good day. I know most of the rest of the world is not experiencing rain probably like we are, but it's good for the flowers. The student tourists. Our nurses are the best. They make doctors look good. They really do. The nurses do the work. And let's just say hashtag nurses do the work. I have so much respect. My family has a lot of nurses in it, by the way. My favorite aunt, she's still alive. Bless her heart. She's 87. She was a nurse my whole life, and she was the person that I would call and say, "I've got an owie. What do I do?" When I was a kid, and I wasn't supposed to be calling her back then. You had to pay for long distance. Can you imagine? So here I am calling my Aunt Betty that I called Wheat. I nicknamed her Wheat for some reason. I don't even know why. But she was the nurse in the family that I called the most. And there are other nurses. My father's previous wife, he was a widower, okay, when he passed. But his wife had passed a year before. She was a surgical nurse for many years here in Louisville in the Jewish hospital. So I have a lot of respect for nurses. They are superheroes, I'm telling you. Especially during COVID and other times when everybody is freaked out. Billy J says, yes, brisket on Carnival. Really? 18-hour beef brisket? Yes. Will I be able to experience this on the celebration? Because y'all, I will be looking for that. Everybody else will be looking for stuff on the show. I'll be looking for the 18-hour beef brisket. I can't wait to tell Jorge. We feel the same way about brisket, okay? Cooked in our custom smokers for 18 hours. Okay. Oh my gosh. That sounds so good. If you want to get me fired up, all you got to do is start talking about cooking food, right? That I don't have to cook. I love that. This is why I started cruising, because of the food, Texas Cruiser, what was your first cruise? I first cruised in 1988. That was not my first cruise. I first cruised in 1994. So it wasn't that far after that, but I think it was either 93 or 94. I think it was 94. On the Fantasy. Whenever the Fantasy came out, that is when I cruised. It's one of the first people cruising on the Fantasy. Antoinette. Yeah, 18 are in the chat. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. Thank you, Denise. I know, right? I was surprised that 8 people came at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night. I know somebody's live during that period of time. I popped in just to check out the StreamYard. I was like, wow, maybe I should be streaming at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. I was really amazed, y'all. That was funny. Okay, Ron says, LOL, you slide down just fine until your shoe got you watched it. I'm sorry, but even I watched that and laughed. What a fail. How can you fail sliding down a slide? Now, you can just imagine what it looked like when I tried to slide down the pipe thing, out on the deck. They had the little pipe thing. It was a little slide to get from one deck to the next. And the good news is you couldn't see that disaster. It was until I came out. But anyway, yes, 20 in the chat, Denise. I know, excitement, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 20 in the chat. Hit the like button. Yeah. Shock the algorithm. Danny says, yeah, I'm always there helping drop links to other channels. I'm like a bunny. The link bunny. She's a supporter with the links. Okay, Danny, we appreciate you. I don't know what we would do without you, girl. Texas Cruiser, I tried to slide down one of the water slides on Liberty of the Seas, and I got hung up halfway down. Oh no, that is my worst nightmare. It wore me out and was embarrassed. I was 66 then. You aged quickly then, right? Now 69. No slides for me. Jorge talked me into going into the slide, the toilet bowl slide that flushes you out. And y'all, I did okay till I got to the part where they flushed you out. I mean, I went down, I screamed the whole way down. Really fast scream. Swirled around because I'm heavy. Went to go down the flushing thing, forgot that I was being flushed, and the water almost drowned me. And what was weird about it is the guy who was down at the bottom, the lifeguard, he wouldn't help me out. I couldn't get out of, you talk about embarrassing, Texas Cruiser. I could not get out of the freaking slide because I was almost drowned. He was just watching me. It's like, oh, she'll be okay. She'll make it. I didn't get back on it. I haven't been back on a slide ever since. He loves to do that stuff. Danny D says, my grandpa had cancer, died from it. Oh, sorry, dear. My dad had prostate cancer, but they took it out. My uncle had prostate cancer, but I guess he's doing okay. He doesn't talk about it a lot. Yeah, it's one of those things that people don't talk about. Jorge has a shirt that says he's a cancer survivor, and that's about as much as you're going to get out of him. He doesn't really talk about it unless somebody else talks about cancer, then he'll talk about it, but he doesn't talk about it. It was a very scary time to me, but they caught it early, so that was the good news. I think she's waving. Lucy says, person turquoise waving speech, person turquoise waving speech. Astute tourist. Hashtag PMA, hashtag KFF, hashtag KFG. Okay, PMA stands for, I know what it stands for. I'm drawing a blank in a moment right here. I'm drawing a blank. Scotty J, welcome to the chat. We're leaving. It's 11:01, dude. Where have you been? Hey, we were talking about the celebration cruise. Going to be lit. Everybody better come. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. I know it's still 2 years away, but you're going to miss it. Please sign up, y'all. Please come. Denise says, it's sausage fits. Put it in there. And we're going to leave on that, y'all. Oh, you guys are funny. Oh. Oh, Ron said, wow, really for these? And then Jimmy said, hot buttered sausage. Okay, this chat is going down the tubes quickly. We were talking about balls. We were talking about chocolate balls. I swear. Oh my gosh. Balls and sausage. I know. It was a very weird match. I'm going to blame Scotty. Scott, were you the person who wrote those questions just wanting to know? I think it was Greg. I think Greg wrote the question because he wanted me to call Scott a stalker, which was one of the answers that Greg gave for Scott. What is Scott? He's a stalker, because I always say he's stalking people. Oh my gosh. Don't Google wanker. Okay. I believe you, Ron. I haven't Googled it yet. So, wanker is the Brit term for a-hole. I got to be sure and tell Jorge that, because he's still going, what is a wanker now? Oh, and Liz's explanation for what a wanker was. She started off by saying, well, he's single. And I just looked at her, and we were in the chat, and I was thinking, She said, well, he's single. Y'all are crazy. It's a crazy. Ron says, oh, when she gets to this part of the chat, oh my, yeah, wanger? No, the British word for sausage is banger, isn't it? Nobody called it banger. And that was a perfect chance to use an ER word. Think about it. But it would have sounded crazy, though, saying that Scott was a banger. Oh, man. Scott never sleeps. Yeah. I don't know if Scott ever sleeps. I don't think he does. Every time I ask him, he never answers me. So Denise says, yep, Ron, that's why I put it in there. I'm not even going to ask where that answer was from. Oh, my God. Central Time is the best time. Okay, so much for propaganda in the chat. Kathy and Bryant, die jumbo marshmallows instead of eggs. Jumbo marshmallows. I don't even like marshmallows, though. It reminds me of Peeps. Will G said World America was awesome. Well, I'm agreeing with that, because, oh my gosh, and I wasn't even there, but I can imagine what it was like being there. The astute tourist says, I have to run. So nice to see everyone. Nice to see you, Jimmy. Thank you for the prayers and the well wishes, and I will see you all soon. Take care, dear. I know it's hard being in the hospital, sweetie, but we're thinking about you, hoping that soon you'll get to go back home. Take care, Jimmy. Captain says, we don't need any little Eddies running around. One little Eddie is enough. Eddie, if you're lurking, shots fired. Oh, man. You guys are bad. And that would be one of the reasons her nickname is Mushy. One of the many reasons, okay. I eat the samples at Sam's Club, not Costco here. I've not had samples at Sam's Club, but then again, I don't go in there very often. So I'm a Costco girl. So Kathy Mills, a friend just went to Helen this weekend after hearing about it from me. And she said they had a great time hiking. Okay, tell me about the hiking, because that will get Jorge to go. Jorge is a hiker. Shopping and eating with live music as well. Highly recommend. Okay, I need to look up the hiking thing, because I got to find something that will get this man to go. Oh my God, Coach Mean Reen, welcome to the chat. We're about to leave, but I'm so glad you made it in here, because hello, Foodie, how are you today? I'm excited. I'm in StreamYard today, the free StreamYard, the one on the browser Ryan told me about. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, welcome to the chat, dear. Thank you for coming by. Keisha, hi, welcome to the chat. Hello. Hello, chat folks. Oh my goodness. Yes, we've been having a very crazy discussion about chocolate balls, sausage bangers, and ribs. Can't tell it was just Easter, right? Hello, Keisha. Welcome. Thank you for coming, sweetie. Thank you, Coach. Coach Mean Reen. She is a fitness coach. Need one of those kind of coaches right now. Captain Billy J. Kathy, that's cool. Helen is great. You guys got to tell me some more Helen. I know you guys have done some vlogs, but I need some like info about this hiking part, okay? Scott does have a teeny weeny sample. You are bad. You are so bad. Savage Batman says that was his second time seeing the Metallica in concert. Wow. Yeah, everybody's saying hello. 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 Kathy's at work. Says here at work, have a beautiful, blessed day, everyone. It's going to be a wonderful day. I know it's a Monday and it's a rainy day here, but you know what? It's going to be a good day. I'm going to make it a good day. Nothing on my calendar today. Don't have to go see any claims adjusters or general contractors. Denise said, Fantasy was my first ship, Mobile, 2017, I think. Yeah, Fantasy was around for quite a long time. I was surprised when I found out it was still in existence, and then next thing I know, it wasn't. But, oh, Angie, you got your nails did. Welcome back, Angie. I bet, what color did you get, girl? I got to go get mine done. That's why I'm asking. Hop, hop, LOL from Danny. I know. You know, the eggs. The eggs. So, Crystal's World, welcome to the chat. Hi. How are you doing? Good morning, everyone. They're all leaving, you know, because I'm supposed to stop at 11. But we're still hanging out for some reason. We're just talking and chatting about food mostly. How are you doing, Foodie? I'm doing great, dear. Considering, you know, this is my first holiday. My dad passed on March 18th. This is the first holiday I didn't have him with me. It was rough in that part, you know. I could still hear him in my head. He always requested the same food, always sat in the same place, always did the same stuff. So that part was hard. But you know, the good news is I did talk to most of my family that day, and everybody else seems to be doing okay. So I'm doing okay. You know, I'm not doing as bad as I thought I would be doing about now. You know, you always dread the holidays after one of your parents leaves. Whew. So there you go. Hello, hello, hello. DeFam says, okay, guys, heading back to floor. Y'all take care. Ron, thank you again. And thank you for coming in. And thank you for all your help Sunday. Gosh, did I just say Saturday? PMA, positive mental attitude. I could not get it in my brain. I knew what it was. I just couldn't think of what it was at the time. Okay, Scott. Yeah, we haven't talked in a week. LOL. Oh, keep effing fighting. Yes. Okay. Texas Cruiser. I'm in a very noisy thunderstorm. It's hitting Galveston next. Okay. Well, everybody in Galveston, look out for the storm. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Blame Scott. Hashtag blame Scott. We always blame Scott. Okay. Maritza's Yarns and Crafts. Hola. Hi. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. We're leaving because we're here from 10 to 11. But before you go, hit hashtag grow or type hashtag grow and show the link to the people who are still here so they can connect with you, because we are a connect and grow chat. That's what we do, is we help to grow channels and support them in their YouTube journey. That is our main goal. We also do the group cruise list here, but please type hashtag grow so we can get your link. I know we are already connected, but they don't know you yet. So they don't know how awesome your channel is. Welcome to the chat, dear. Captain Billy J Travels, banger. I hardly know her. He said the same thing about wanker and blinker. Yeah, you're silly. O'Brien, PK Adventure Travel says Scott sleeps between 2:15 a.m. and 2:17 a.m. Arizona time, gets in a full 2 minutes and 3 seconds of sleep. I believe you. I really do. I think he takes naps. I believe this is what I believe about Scott, because I think what happens is he comes into a chat, he says hello to everybody, then he takes like, a 2 minute nap. And then he wakes back up like, hey. That's what I think happens. That's what I imagine in my brain, okay? Danny D, Billy, sassy troublemaker, is in the house. He is a troublemaker. I love Billy, but Billy, you are a troublemaker. Anyway, everyone have an awesome week. Thank you, Texas Cruiser, for coming in. Drop your link before you go if you can. Hashtag grow. Captain Billy Travels. Vicky, you can hike up to Anna Ruby Falls. He would love that. Now, when you say I can hike outside of Helen, I had to giggle about that. They have other hiking trails in the Georgia mountains. Now, the one in Helen, I can get him probably to go to, but he's going to want somebody else to go with him. So I'm going to have to find somebody else who also hikes so that they can go on a hiking expedition. Angie says, from whatever floats your boat, pink and white tips on my toes. Cool, pink toes. I'm all for the pink toes now, I believe in painting your toes pink during the summer or during the spring, kind of a spring thing, Danny D, yeah, I'm doing my nails Thursday at home for the bridal shower for my sis. Oh, congratulations. My sis-in-law, this. Okay, so you're getting a sister-in-law. Okay, cool. Tessa. Okay, well, Tessa, congratulations. I tell you. Thursday. Okay, Coach Mean Rain says, my condolences. Holidays are always tough when you lose someone you love. Thank you, Coach. It really is. And it seems like, and I don't know why, but it seems like I always lose people right around a holiday too. Right before, right after. It's very weird. Hashtag growth. Thank you, sweetie, for showing your link. I appreciate that. And everybody should go to their lives, because the people that have been here that are new to our community, they do have live chats. Coach Mean Reen, she goes on live a lot of cool creators in there. Thank you, dear, for all that you do on YouTube. You do so much. Oh my gosh. But besides the fitness stuff, she also does a lot of life discussions, which I appreciate. I'm listening to you. My husband's like, who are you listening to? Now, I told him about where you were from, and he was like, really? So now you guys are going to have to somehow have a conversation, because I don't know that much about Crown Heights and stuff like that, but there you go. Captain Billy J. Scott takes 100 2-minute naps a day. That's what I think too, dear. Every chat that he's on, he's probably had a 2-minute nap at some point. I should test him out when I see him and say, are you awake? I'm not a troublemaker. I'm a real captain. Okay. I don't believe you. I believe you are a troublemaker, but that's okay. Danny D. Yeppers, I'm doing purple and blue. It has sparkles. That sounds interesting. I haven't tried purple before. I think he was saying Billy, but he said Molly. LOL, Molly. I think he meant Billy. Okay, we're at the bottom of the chat. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm getting off of here. I went almost 20 minutes over time, but it's okay. We are a connected girl chat. We do want to connect with people that come to our chat, and also we want to connect and support each other. So there you go. Now that I'm learning StreamYard, eventually I will go over to the paid StreamYard, because I want to do some stuff. I would like to do a giveaway. See, now that there's only 12 people here, I can say that. I'm just kidding. But I do want to give away some stuff. So we'll see how that works. Uh-oh, Scott's awake. I know. He heard us talking about his nap and he woke up. He was like, are people talking about my nap? Uh, are we doing Thirsty Thursdays this week? Thirsty Thursday trivia this week. I don't know, Scott. Are y'all doing Thirsty Thursday trivia this week? I would think so. Catchy Friday, Scott. Okay, so Scott does, and Denise also with him, does Thirsty Thursday trivia on Thursday nights. And Scott does Match Game on Friday nights. So that's some information. Woohoo! Yes, Rick. Okay. Yes, we are, Denise. He's answering everybody because he's awake now. He woke up in time to answer some questions. No, I'm just playing with you. So you're driving, dear. Be careful. Be careful. Y'all, I'm getting off. It's been fun. It's been a foodie time. Oh, thank you for the ribs, Texas Cruiser. Now I've got to go make something to eat. I'm hungry. Oh my gosh. But anyway, you guys have a great day and a great week. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. See y'all.